the storm. The sun was going down. The air was warm and still. "Let's go across the lake," Jesus said to his friends. Jesus had been helping people all day, and now he was tired. So they left the crowds at the shore and set out in a small fishing boat. Jesus climbed into the boat to take a nap. As soon as his head touched the pillow, he fell fast asleep. It was a beautiful evening. A gentle breeze rustled the sails. The friends were chatting happily as they headed out into the middle of the lake. Everything was perfect, just right for a nice, quiet sail. They were only about halfway across when out of nowhere, whirling winds swept across the lake, fierce and strong like a hurricane. A blinding flash of lightning lit up the sky. Thunder roared right overhead. The storm blew the water into towering waves that hurtled the little boat up, 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 then sent it hurtling, crashing back down, down, down. The fishing boat was blown and buffeted and tossed and turned back and forth and up and down and left and right and round and round. And in the middle of the storm, Jesus was sleeping. Now, Jesus' friends had been fishermen all their lives, but in all their years fishing on this lake, they had never once seen a storm like this one. No matter how hard they struggled with their ropes and sails, they couldn't control their boat. This storm was too big for them. But the storm wasn't too big for Jesus. "Help!" they screamed. "Wake up, Jesus! Wake up, quick!" Jesus opened his eyes. "Rescue us! Save us!" they shrieked. "Don't you care?" Of course Jesus cared, and this was the very reason he had come, to rescue them and to save them. Jesus stood up and spoke to the storm. "Hush," he said. That's all. And the strangest thing happened. The wind and the waves recognized Jesus' voice. They had heard it before, of course. It was the same voice that made them in the very beginning. They listened to Jesus and they did what he said. Immediately the wind stopped. The water calmed down. It glittered innocently in the moonlight and lapped quietly against the side of the boat as if nothing had happened. The little boat bobbed gently up and down. There was a deep stillness and a great quiet all around. When Jesus turned to his wind-torn friends, "Why were you scared?" he asked. "Did you forget who I am? Did you believe your fears instead of me?" Jesus' friends were quiet as the wind and the waves, and into their hearts came a different kind of storm. "What kind of man is this?" they asked themselves anxiously. "Even the winds and the waves obey him." Because they didn't understand. They didn't realize yet that Jesus was the Son of God. Jesus' friends had been so afraid they had only seen the big waves. They had forgotten that if Jesus was with them, then they had nothing to be afraid of, no matter how small their boat or how big the storm. Hello, everyone. Hope you're having a great week. We're going to talk again today about how Jesus calms the storms. And I want to read to you a little bit. A good friend of mine passes this out at church to everybody when they come in. His name's Mr. Richard. Some of you might know him. It says, "He got up, rebuked the wind, and said to the waves, 'Quiet, be still.' Then the wind died down, and it was completely calm." Mark 4:39. That's just another place that they tell about that story about how Jesus calmed the storm for his friends. You know, his friends were really afraid, and he had to help calm them down. And that's what he does for us. When we're afraid of anything. By the way, what are you guys afraid of out there? Yeah, sometimes those kind of things are pretty scary. But you know what? No matter what it is, God sends his son Jesus to turn around and be with us, to help us be brave and strong and weather any kind of storm that's in our life, right? So today we're still going to go ahead and talk about how he calmed the storm. I just read that story to you. I love that story. We're going to keep reading that for a couple more weeks. But now we're going to just do a little bit of interaction here, so I'm going to need some of your help, okay? All right. Well, in this story, Jesus' friends were afraid during a big storm. So let's see what happened. You know, Jesus and his friends were all in a boat together, okay? I wish you guys were here with me because I would love to see how many of us can get in this boat together. How many do you think? I don't know. I think maybe probably only four of you could get in with Miss Rhonda. Miss Rhonda's pretty big. But maybe if Miss Rhonda got out of the boat, maybe all of you could fit in here. We'll have to try that when we get back with each other, okay? All right, well, we got to pretend. Now, hang on, don't fall out. Does everybody have their life jackets on? Okay, we should not go into the water without your life jacket or your floaties, right? Until we're strong swimmers, okay? Even then, we still should wear our life jackets. But the guys in the boat with Jesus did not have life jackets. So they were so afraid. Those winds and the waves were just crashing all around. And first it just started out a little bit. Just rocking the boat a little bit. Oh. But then those waves, they got bigger and stronger. And then the boat was really rocking. Oh my goodness. Hold on, you guys. Good thing you got your life jackets on. Okay? Well, they were so scared, and Jesus, he was in the back of the boat sleeping. Can you imagine him sleeping when the boat is rocking like this? Oh my goodness. He must be a pretty good sleeper. Speaking of sleeping, do you guys snore when you sleep? I want to hear you snore. How about your mom or dad? Does mom or dad snore? Let me hear how mom and dad snore. You guys, don't let mom and dad hear how loud you made that. Those were some loud snoring. So I see you guys need some earmuffs too. Okay. Well, Jesus, he didn't hear anybody screaming or crying. He was fast asleep in the back of that boat. And then it got so bad that they were so scared. They said, Jesus, wake up quick. You have to help us. And you know what? He woke up and he's like, what? Why are you guys so afraid? He went to the front of the boat. He stood up and he said, be still. And then you know what? The sea was calm. Look how nice. Jesus calmed that storm in an instant for his friends. They were so amazed. And he asked them, he said, did you forget who I am? Did you forget that I am with you in the middle of the storm? I think they forgot just for a moment because it was kind of scary. But I want you to know that whenever you're in the middle of that storm, Jesus is there with you, even though you think maybe he's not. He's there with you, holding your hand, helping you be brave to get through that storm. So you know what? I want you guys, can you guys get some pens or papers or markers, crayons, and a piece of paper? Maybe on one side of the paper, can you draw a storm? Big waves, you know, and maybe some wind going, you know, raindrops, all that kind of stuff, a really rough sea. Then flip that paper over, okay? Then I want to see a calm sea, okay? So that's your art project for this week. On one side of the paper, do the storm, and on the other side of the paper, do the calm, okay? I love you guys. I'll see you next week.